Hello and welcome to another Pre-Calculus 12 class. We are into section 0.7, so this is part 3 of the Pre-Calculus 11 review. Let's go into this. So, what are the purposes? So, again, bringing your brain back into math mode, getting you ready for that. We're going to take a little bit of notes. Again, make sure you're taking notes. You got to be taking notes for this. I'll be checking it in class. Always make sure you're doing that. So the material that we're going to be doing today is multiplying and dividing rational expressions, and we're also going to be adding and subtracting rational expressions. So it's all about the rational expressions today. We're going to multiply and divide, then we're going to add and subtract. First, multiplying. So here would be a typical multiplying rational expressions question. Just like any fraction multiplication, you multiply the two tops, multiply the two bottoms. That would give you normally the result. But this one, because we've got some trinomial and a binomial being multiplied together, it can get a bit messy. So what you want to do before we actually get into multiplying the numerators and the denominators is we're going to factor. So taking a look at the first fraction up top, we've got x squared minus 3x minus 10. We want to try and factor that. So I need two numbers that add up to -3, and the same two numbers multiply to minus 10. So this would give, or that would be minus 5, positive 2. And I want to do the same thing for the denominator of the second one. So what two numbers multiply to -20 and add to minus 1? And that one would be minus 5, positive 4. So factor it out, you'd get this. Now before we multiply again, let's try and simplify this out. So you'll notice I have an x minus 5 on the top and the bottom, and I've got an x plus 4 on the top and bottom. So I can cancel those out, and I get a really neat equation now of x plus 2 all divided by x minus 4. So this is going to be my final answer. This is going to be much easier than if you actually multiply out the trinomial and binomial. So always try and factor out first. Now we're moving into dividing. Dividing is going to look the exact same way as multiplying with one extra step. So here's your expression, x plus 1 divided by x plus 2, all divided by the fraction x minus 1 divided by x plus 2. First thing I'm going to do, flip the second fraction, turn it into multiplication. So this is your rule with dividing. You just flip that second fraction. Easy enough. And then you multiply it as we did before. So you've got an x plus 2 on the top and the bottom. We can cancel those out. Left with x plus 1 divided by x minus 1. So that's dividing. You flip the second fraction and change the division sign into a multiplication. Adding and subtracting. This one is a little bit more complicated and is going to require a few more steps. So here's an expression. Looks as easy as the last one. It's not going to be. So I've got x plus 1 divided by x minus 2 plus x minus 1 divided by x plus 2. If you remember with adding and subtracting fractions, you need to have the denominators the same. So because in this case I don't have them the same, I need to turn them to be something that's the same. So the first fraction, I'm going to multiply the top and the bottom by x plus 2. So I do that, so then my bottom is going to be the same as the top, or the two denominators are going to look the same. The second fraction I multiply by x minus 2 over x minus 2. The reason I can do this is x plus 2 divided by x plus 2 is just 1. So I'm only multiplying the first fraction as by 1. Same thing for the second. So this is something that's totally okay. Now what you do is you are going to multiply the x plus 2 on the top times by x plus 1. Get your expression, do the same thing for the other one. I'm going to leave the denominator factored so that if I can cancel anything out, we'll do that at the end. So as I said, this x squared plus 3x plus 2, that's just multiplying the first two terms. X squared minus 3x plus 2 is multiplying the numerators of the second term. Let's simplify the top. We get 2x squared plus 4. And looking at this, I can't do anything in the numerator. Yes, I could factor out a 2, but I'd be left with x squared plus 2, which I can't cancel out on the bottom. Sometimes you can, but not always. So this would be our final answer. You would do the exact same thing if this was subtraction. So if you've got addition or subtraction, doesn't matter. You need to make your denominators the same, and then you can add or subtract them. So that is all the operations with rational expressions. So in class, make sure you have, if you have any questions, you need me to expand on anything, or you, just little steps that don't make sense, come to class with those, and we're going to continue to work on the review booklet. So come prepared, ready to work, ask your questions, and I will see you in class.